I'm back, baby. What is going on? I'm Zedmot. Code Zedmot in every single Supercell game. Also, quick note, it is also usable in the Supercell store. If you've never been there, do go check it out. Yes, there is no Boom Beach on the store, but there are some great deals on there. Save yourself some money. Use code Zedmot while you're there. Anyways, I had a great comment when I was off on vacation. Does it count as a vacation if you take a day and a half off? It felt like a vacation. Anyways, first of all, I hate the fact that YouTube shows the username instead of the display name. Question says Noah Lafayette 5515. Hopefully I'm saying that right. A question, which normal base layout does better defensively? Your Zedmot base or your Zedmot base? Doesn't sound so good when I read it, but you get the phonetic, you can see it. Non-warships, just regular base. So great question. I've done a bunch of different videos about base layouts and hiding mines and hiding buildings, and I had a comment yesterday that said, you're an idiot. There is only one 5x5 building. That is the headquarters. I think you meant 4x4. Nope, that's a 5x5 building right there. So I talk about using 5x5 buildings to break up the flow of troops. This base got me the strategist achievement, legit no help, because people with warriors would rush up through the middle here, and I've got a bunch of mines hidden there, bunch of mines hidden there, a bunch of mines there, just mines hidden every which way. Now this base, I haven't put a heck of a lot of effort into this base since that 4th rocket launcher came out, thus why it's there. This base also used to, actually still does, you can see that I've got a couple boom cannons here. It subconsciously pushes people slightly towards that left-hand side, and when we're not in winter theme, I've got some prototypes hidden when I remember to build them. Let's build one right now just for the sake of building it. I like the Doom Cannon, I like to hide the Doom Cannon. Let's just use some diamonds to put that out there. This is something that gets me all sorts of intel and diamonds, and it's as simple as hiding your prototypes, whether it be hiding a grappler or hiding a Doom Cannon. Regardless, that isn't the question. We're going to stick on topic today. I'm not going to talk about warships. I'm going to show you real life examples of where the center middle back base does well and where the other base that I can't currently see on my screen because I've got new goodness blocking parts of my screen. And this is the base I was talking about. Started building this base when Rainmakers were first out, made a tutorial on how to make a front-loaded base, and then left it. Now, this base, very different. This base is, people have to spend all sorts of gunboat energy to drop their troops, and neither of these bases would work terribly well for a mid to low level player, but that isn't the question. The question was very straightforward. Which base does better? Both of these are accounts that are around 600 victory points. That is not a terribly good level of victory points, but that is equivalent to about 800 victory points if you only played one account. It means that I clear my map once in a while. It means that I clear all the NPCs fairly quickly, and once in a while I'll pick up those diamonds that I get from attackers. So going back to the very start of my log, you see I've got 1 intel, 1 diamond there. Decent. Anytime you can get intel or diamonds from an attacker, you're doing fairly well. Again, 3 diamonds, 1 intel, pretty decent. People are losing troops on this base, not getting raided terribly often. 1 intel, 1 diamond, 1 intel, 1 diamond. I'll show you this attack just so you can get an idea of what an attack looks like against a base like this. You can see they are forced to use GBE to drop their troops. Right away, they've used 2 barrages and 2 artilleries. They're coming in with mechs. They're getting shocked by that shock launcher. Rocket launchers are hitting them. Critter launchers are dropping troops. They didn't even have enough GBE left to drop all of their bombardiers by the looks of things. So we have successfully forced them to use GBE, which is the whole purpose of this base layout. They've got long shocks. They've got those deployable turrets, so they are not going to lose a heck of a lot of troops. But as you can see along the edges, they just lost a mech. Everspark doing fairly decent work, but they gave us some intel and some diamonds. They lost one mech. Pretty low losses, but we still got intel and diamonds for our task force. Now, that's it. You can see because we are a low level of victory points, we're only getting rated 2 times per day. 0 raids here, 1 person scouted. Why they didn't attack us? Maybe we scared them off. Hooray us. Same thing here. No one attacked us. Day by day, because we're under 800 victory points, we're only going to get rated like once a day. Fairly low, not a big deal. If you want to get more diamonds, more intel, push your victory points up a bit, and that's going to get you more goodness. Now, switching on back to this base, you can see that there's not any energy required to drop your troops. Boom cannon doesn't really range, shock launchers don't range, rocket launchers don't range. Things are more spread out, and if we look at our log, I am slightly higher in victory points, about 50 higher. That depends on the day or the week as to which one is higher. Still getting rated somewhat frequently. You can see here, 1 intel, 2 diamonds, so slightly more diamonds there, and we're not talking about a huge sample size here, so draw your own conclusions. Moving down the line though, you can see we got hit by bullet, and only bullet. That is one of the downsides of these bases. You just go to the back and you can completely and utterly beat the base. I get people commenting all the time saying, I could solo your base with bullet. Yeah, you probably can. I don't care. That isn't the point. We're trying to trap people and get ourselves some defense. This base gets more defense because it's sneaky. The other base gets, and you see again, 3 bombardiers and bullet. No losses. People with skill who use smoke are gonna clear our base. We lost 1.2 million gold. We lost almost 1 million of every other resource. That does not matter to me whatsoever, because as you can see here, we're picking off a couple troops, we're getting some intel and diamonds, I'm leaving my resources high intentionally so people will try to raid us. That is probably silly, but we don't have any prototypes out, trying to get those intel and some diamonds, and again, you see the same thing, getting some resources. Now, I did not plan this video terribly well, I wish I had more replays to show you, but you can see the 2 boom cannons on the right, I'm gonna guess they're gonna go left. We'll find out. They're using a ton of, did I say right? I meant to say left. You can see they're trying to set it up so they can sneak off to that left-hand side, using bunches of GBE to get started. We've got no ice. We have no defensive tribes boosted, so we're not getting any benefit from the defensive side of the base. All we're getting is decent setup from our troops. They are then heading left, which is what we wanted them to do, because that is what those 2 boom cannons are there to do, is to push you left. I don't have any prototypes hidden at the moment. Could have gotten more intel and diamonds if I was more proactive with setting up my prototypes. I'm just lazy though. That's just how it goes. So, I'll let you guys let me know. Do you think this base is better or the other base is better? Personally, I think that the ZMOT spelled out phonetically base is better because people use tanks, people use mechs, and that forces them to spend all sorts of GBE. This person should not be using explosive charge with critters. Like, it just does not work well as a combo. They're flaring into the middle of nowhere, trying to get away from that boom cannon, and those far-ranged rocket launchers doing a pretty darn decent job of knocking down their tanks. So I can't stress this enough. When you're building your base, don't build it around the troops that you use. Don't build it around your skill level. Assume that you are drunk and fell down a flight of stairs and you're trying to attack. That is the level of attacker you need to build your base against. This person made all kinds of crazy mistakes. We picked up some intel, we picked up some diamonds, and we would be getting way more intel and diamonds if our victory points were a little bit higher. So on that note, I want to hear from you guys. Do you think a front load base is better, a middle base is better, or a back base is better. Right hand, like, don't build a right hand base. These right hand bases are an absolute joke. I am gonna, this base is kind of a hybrid back, middle, right, and it has the worst of all of them. So we can drop our troops here. Nothing can see them except for that far rocket launcher because we went a little tiny bit too far left because I was too busy yakking, and we've lost still 0 troops. Now we're going to flare all the way back to this very, very, very back corner as we get that smoke out, get the next smoke out, get brick going, and anytime you can attack a base and use smoke, you're going to have way, way, way better success. Even if it's just 2 smokes at the shore to get your troops off those landing crafts, please consider using smoke in your attacks. This person has 5x5 buildings in fairly decent spots, to be completely honest, but we are still going to just walk on in and crush this base in a big, big way. I'll be amazed if we lose any troops if we plan this fairly well. We're going to throw a flare about now. Critters over there, shocks there, and 1 more shock there. Medkits on top, and then bada bing, bada boom, we lost 0 troops. So they are getting 0 intel, 0 diamonds. Yes, they have all offensive statues, but so do I. My base picked up intel, theirs did not. So when it comes to building a base, don't go back right. If you're going to build it as a max level player, try to push them a little bit. You see, we've got this doom cannon here. It should be over back in this neighborhood somewhere, like behind my sniper tower maybe, where it's just going to pick people off 1 troop at a time. Then they're going to realize, oh crap, there's a doom cannon there. That is frankly a stupid spot for a doom cannon, which is exactly where you want it to be. Putting it over at the front by these boom cannons, yes, they're going to see it and they're going to deal with it. By putting it back here, they're going to scout like this, like I do. They're going to see 2 boom cannons. They're going to head over to this left-hand side. Then they're going to hear that pew, pew, pew. Dr. T, I think he has a video where he makes that sound. I probably should have put that sound clip in. Nonetheless, that is my video for the day. Needed to get back on the horse after that day and a half worth of vacation. Went skiing with the family, which was frankly awesome. If you've never taken your kids skiing, if you have kids, of course, I highly, highly recommend it. My kids have been in so many activities, whether it be soccer or dance or gymnastics or whatever the heck it might be. Skiing is the first one of all of them where there's 0 complaining, like 0 complaining, 100% fun, 100% speed. I can't even begin to tell you how much fun I have skiing with my kids. And I mean, I do a lot of things with my kids, whether it be coaching their teams or taking them to things, and skiing wins every single time. So, as a kid, I remember skiing being awful, but gear has come a long, long way. We were probably skiing, that's not good. There's one of the benefits to having a back base is that you need to spend a bunch of GBE to get back there, and we have already screwed this attack in a big, big way. I was going to send a bullet back there to take the base out on his own, then I realized I had brick loaded, and so we are going to fizzle in a big, big way. This is the opposite of taking your kids skiing. This is bad, bad, bad. That is a bad base that we gave intel and diamonds to. So I guess that sort of flips the script a little bit. Your base doesn't have to be good if the attackers are bad. You saw me waste GBE on that rocket launcher that we are going to be in the blind spot of. Let's just take this base down with 1 boat of Zukas now that we've done stupid things. Really hoping that we can clean that hit up a little bit as we hit those mines on that right-hand side of our troops. And now we're going to park right behind that rocket launcher. Used far too many barrages and artilleries to get rid of a rocket launcher that is not affecting the attack whatsoever. We're going to drop there and there, dropping critters in that second to last smoke. There's a fancy word for second to last smoke that I never, ever remember. And then finally, with those troops, we are going to throw a shock and a flare. And you know what? Let's throw one more shock. We had no GBE left, and now we have bucket loads of GBE. So poor GBE management on my part, but down goes this base. We lost a whole 4 Zookas with 1 boat of Zookas compared to 2, and managed to give them a little bit of intel and diamonds in the process. Not necessarily intentionally. Anyways, that is all for me. Hopefully that shows you how to contrast and compare my 2 bases, gets you thinking about maybe changing your base up a little bit. And it definitely makes me want to get my victory points up. It is amazing to compare how much intel someone like Madman Hal gets. 150 of that, I would say at least 50 of that is passive intel from people attacking him, giving him intel and diamonds. Whereas down here, I'm at 34. I am a terrible task force mate. Players like Madman Hal and Crusader and George and Swiss and Daniel and George and Manong and Argus even, that's quite low for Argus actually. Argus was typically always around 1200. So regardless, get some free intel, get some free diamonds, and you will not regret spending a little bit of time on your base. Hopefully this inspired you a little bit. Let me know if you like to attack the front or the back or the sides, which way you would go on this base. And thanks for the comments and the questions. I'm Zedmont. Thanks for coming in. Peace.